Hey babe, welcome back to another episode of the Money Mindset and Manicures podcast. This is part 2 of our money episode series. So if you have not listened to part 1 yet, go back. It's the episode right before this one. Go listen to it because this episode is going to build upon what you learn in that episode, which is super, super important. To quickly recap, in part 1, I talked about the crucial steps. If you want to build and increase and be a magnet for money, if you want to change your relationship with money in 2024, because I know you definitely do. We are a brand new year, clean slate. We're changing up the energy. We're no longer staying in the negative cycle of old habits repeating themselves. That is so 2023. In 2024, we are changing things up so we can live an abundant life that we deserve, that we want, that we desire. We are all here for it. So in part 1, I'll quickly recap. First step, we got to be a little bit delulu, maybe a lot delulu. I'm not judging you on how delulu you are because I am the queen of delusion and it has gotten me really, really far. And I'm very happy with the direction my life is heading. Delulu, got to be it. Number 2, being aligned with the way that you create money. Remember, you're the creator of money. You are not dependent on nobody, no one, no government, no thing, You are the creator. And you have to be aligned because if you are not aligned in the way that you make money, what happens? You get burnt out. You get fired. You quit. You hate your life. It's not fun. It's not fun, is it? So got to be aligned. After that, it's transforming your limiting beliefs, right? It's making that decision. It's drawing that line in the sand. And if you want to learn more about limiting beliefs, then I invite you into the Manuscripting Sisterhood. I do a lot of classes on limiting beliefs. I teach you how to move past them. And I just recommend you jumping in there because those are things that we cannot just dive into on one episode to really crack open, but I have so many different workbooks, worksheets, stuff in the journal, even in the manuscripting journal to help you go through it. Now, the theme of this episode is about money flow. Let's understand something about money. It is an energy. It is a flow, right? It is a frequency. If you've been here long enough, it's not the paper thing. It's not the coin thing. It's not the digital thing, the number on your screen in your bank account, right? It is an energy. An energy needs to flow. And as you grow, learn, and evolve, you will learn and become more sensitive to creating money in abundance. This is the fun part about it. Because once you learn all these things, like I just said, like you literally become sensitive to it by the way that you talk, that you think, that you spend, that you attract, that you make. Everything is it's like this hyper awareness. It's really cool because you then understand and know, hey, I can create and control the flow of this money. Energy flows like an ocean. And I want you to visualize this because this is just like the easiest way to really understand how money works. If money is an energy flows like an ocean, right? It's like water, it's passive, it's no. And an ocean flows in and out, right? Like even just naturally, if you're watching the video of this, like immediately when I said ocean and flow, my hand immediately just started flowing in and out, right? Like waving. Your body might be swaying right now. Like imagine you're in the ocean, you're wavy. Imagine being in the waves, right? You're getting rocked side to side. It's never stagnant. It's always moving. It's always flowing. It flows in and out. And your money in a healthy state will as well. Key words to remember right here. The ocean is always flowing, right? It never stops. Never, ever stops. Always flowing. Your money in a healthy state will as well. What does this mean? Your bank account might be high sometimes, it might be low. It ebbs and flows. Some months you'll have more money coming in. Some you'll have more bills or less clients. But no matter what your money is doing, you must stay in the same high vibration to attract it. If something is being taken away, if we're giving something, if we're letting go of something, if something isn't coming into us, right? There is lack. Oh no, I don't have more coming in. Oh no, last month I had 20K in my account. Now I only have 2. Oh no, I have all this money in my bank, but a bill comes. I need to pay it. Money's leaving me. Oh no, right? Think about how you act when you're spending it. And when you can kind of notice this, it is key, because it's like, okay, every month you're going to have a car payment. Okay, every month you're going to have a house mortgage payment, rent payment. You're going to have a credit card payment, right? And it's interesting that we have such a negative feeling towards these things, like an electric bill or a cable bill, like, oh my God, a bill's here. But it's like, hey, you just enjoyed your cable for the last month. Hey, you just enjoyed your home that gave you shelter, that gave you warmth. Hey, your grocery bill that's feeding you. It's funny how we have this, there's this bill in the mail. Like we get this knee-jerk reaction of it not feeling good. Yet we thoroughly enjoyed, most likely, right? Like 99% of the time, whatever it is that you're getting billed for, you enjoyed it, unless it's like a speeding ticket. Well, hey, you enjoy driving your car fast, right? And you got pulled over, you got caught, right? So just think about it in that mentality, like, hey, I actually enjoyed that thing that I am now paying for after the fact, or maybe prepaying, right? And you have to stay in the same vibration of understanding. Just because money's leaving you now does not mean it's not going to come back. That's the whole game. We cannot suffocate it. We cannot hold on to it. What does that lead to? Scarcity, fear. You will make it again. It's coming back again. You're sending it out into the world. You're circulating it. Money needs to be circulated. And what do most people do? If they have a month when they're making less money, or maybe more bills come in, maybe some unexpected bills come in, right? You panic. Human nature is panic. And panic leads back to that scarcity mindset. Panic leads back to that lower level frequencies. We have to snap out of that. We need to reprogram that reaction. It's opening the bills with love, opening the bills with not cringing at your bank account. It's when you're paying them. Thank you so much, Edison, for providing electricity so my family is warm, so I'm warm, so I can work, so I can live. Thank you to whoever you're paying rent to or the mortgage for, allowing me to live in this home so I have space, so I have shelter, right? It's changing that up. Your challenge here is now to not go up and down emotionally when the flow changes. I'll be honest, Mark and I have been very much so having to fully take this advice in this past year. There will be days that our bank account is very, very high, right? 6 figures high, And the next day when we have to pay our manufacturer, pay our, fulfillment facility, pay our staff, all of that, it can get close to almost zero in a matter of days. And it is crazy. And it is in that moment that we have to fully fucking trust, like not freak out, because we know it's coming. We know we're selling journals every day. We know the money's going to be coming back in. And I don't freak out about that anymore. Some people would, but I am not new to this game. I know that money, like if I had wanted to hold on to that money just because I wanted to see over 6 figures in my checking account for the business, we wouldn't be where we are today. We wouldn't have anything. But I know it had to go out, because guess what? That money is coming back tenfold. It's coming back in the form of physical journals, so then I can sell it. It is paying for my staff so they can keep running the business. It is paying my shipping department fees so journals can actually get out into the world, right? The first time it happened, though, I had a quick reality check. And instead of going to immediately trying to say, oh my God, we're broke, it was like, oh, whatever. Like it's not even a thing anymore. It's literally just a cycle in our business, and it's normal. So think about how you show up in your day-to-day or weekly, monthly actions when it comes to money. You get your paycheck, your bank account's looking good and healthy, and then all of a sudden the bills come out, the rent comes out, what are you left at the end? How are you feeling about that money that's left at the end? Are you feeling abundant or not? Are you freaking out and panicking, or are you not? Or do you understand that money is a cycle and it's going to come back, right? Because you still have your job. Or are you left with that money at the end and you're like, fuck, like I want more. Cool. Great. Go create the money that you desire. Because like I said in the previous episode, you are the creator of the money. You can create it like that. Go do the things. Start the hobby, start the side job, go get another job, go apply for that higher position, go ask for that promotion. You go get it. You are the creator of it. When you start taking actions towards it, it's going to come to you. I promise. And these are all natural life cycles that will further build your prosperity. It is like once you understand this, it's going to help build your prosperity. And I want to take you through a money flow exercise. Now, this is one that's, going to help you just find this natural rhythm to money. Because there's a natural rhythm to everything in our lives. And I want you can either, if you're driving, do not close your eyes. Just think deeply about this. If you're walking or whatever you're doing, just think about and answer these questions of how you're allowing money flow in your life. So the first question is there any area in your life that is not working as well as you would like it to work? And I want you to take a moment to really just picture how you want this area of your life to look like. This can be a physical place. It can be your home. It could be your job. It could be a relationship. It could be a career. It could be a circle of friends. It could be a city, wherever you're living, the car that you're driving, anything like that, okay? And what I want you to do is, as you picture what you want this part of your life to look like, I want you to get quiet and listen to your inner guidance, that voice inside, about what you might go ahead and do to experience what you want in this area. What one exciting, happy step could you take today or tomorrow at the latest to begin to follow this guidance? Now remember, when it comes to changing anything about your life, it starts with you. It starts with taking that action, right? It starts with following that gut feeling, that inner guidance. That's what I'm talking about. It's that download energy. It's that, oh my God, I just had this random idea. There's nothing random about anything. But when you look at a piece of your life and then you look at how you want it to look, and then you figure out at least one little thing, like, what can I do tomorrow to make this better? What action can I take to improve the situation? That's when the magic begins. So this is how you allow things to flow in. Because say if you have that part of you, that thing that you don't like about your life, and then you have this idea of what you want it to look like, but then you don't take action on it, you're stopping the flow. I talk a lot about inspired action on this podcast, just in general, in the Manuscripting Sisterhood, right? And when you ignore that inspired action, like you could get this hit to get super excited about something. When you ignore it, you're stopping the flow. We don't want to do that ever. And I know sometimes it's like very far-fetched with this crazy idea that you have, but it's like, is it though? What small action can you take towards that to make it happen? That's allowing and letting money flow. So now I want you to get quiet and just tune into your physical body. What inner guidance have you been receiving that might give you more energy or health? Now you know what I'm talking about. I know you've had nights, because this is me recently, especially after the holidays, that, that week between Christmas and New Year's where you're just like literally on the couch. Our house was so full of like just delicious foods and snacks and treats. And now the family is gone. So guess who's left to eat it all? Me. So I'm just sitting there. I'm like, in the evenings, it's so easy to just like, I have the fireplace going. I've been just like eating my junk food and snacks, and it's so good. I'm just indulging, no judgment. I don't fucking care. Like, I'm like, this is so good. I don't eat like this all the time, and I'm enjoying these yummy Treatos that we have. Okay. And of course, this starts catching up, right? Because now I'm like staying up later because I'm on this sugar carb high, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm staying up late. I'm not being very productive. I'm just like, my dopamine and all that is just like going through the roof of this deliciousness. And I think to myself, like, okay, Sam, we've had a good run here with these treats and these late nights. And, we're starting a new year here. So let's get back on track to feel our best, do our best, like not indulging in all these things. Because let's face it, eating like that doesn't make you feel great, right? Like, it doesn't. You have a fitness goal this next coming months. Like you just don't want to be doing this anymore. So for me, it's that next step is, you know what? Tomorrow we're not eating all of these things. This is the last night. And I'm going to do whatever I need to do with all of that stuff, whether it's like put it away or whatever, to not indulge in it again. I'm getting disciplined, okay, with how I'm going to show up tomorrow. And the next day, that's what I do, right? I don't limit or restrict myself. I hate that. I was in the fitness industry. But what I'm saying is, I don't need to sit on the couch and eat a whole bowl of popcorn and chocolate salted caramel fudge things, and also cookies, and also pumpkin cheesecake. Like, I don't need to do all that. Okay. For me, it's knowing that inner guidance that I told myself is, that's what I'm going to go do. And I'm going to go trust that. So the next day, I'm going to follow that guidance. So for you, what is that next guidance step for you with your health or energy? Plug that in and start doing that. And then the next thing that you want to think about is, think about your relationships. All right. Including the relationship with yourself. Is there something that is not working as well as you would like to? This can be a relationship with yourself, with a significant other, with friends, like truly, whatever comes to mind first thing. And I want you to picture this experience as you would like. Now, I want you to think about it in a way where you cannot change the other person, okay? They are who they are. You cannot change them. But you can change something about yourself, whether it's your attitude, it's your perspective, it's your actions, in order to react to whatever that person's doing, right? Like, say someone is doing something to you, saying certain things to you, behaves to you in a certain way, but you are always reacting in that same way. Well, guess what? Like, that's the reaction that person wants. But the second that you stop reacting in that typical way, say someone yells something at you and you yell something back, instead be like, all right, no yelling, walk away, right? That changes the dynamic of that relationship. That changes that experience because you have not reacted in the same way. You have changed something about the way that you react. So for a moment, just think about these 3 or 4 different scenarios of how you are currently showing up, how you can take one tiny piece of action. This isn't like life-changing action, mass action taking. It's literally just how can you show up just a little bit different? How can you take a small, tiny little bit of action that's different than what you were doing? It's like changing the faucet, right? From full blast water to let's take it to a slow drip, or vice versa. You can change how all of the energy flows in all of those situations, which is really, really amazing. And that's exactly how you can change how money flows to you. And I know you might be sitting there like, how the hell does this have any relation? It's proving to you that by you just changing one thing, one little thing, it can change the flow of everything. It can change the flow of your life. Because if you change something today, your future will bring something different. If you keep repeating what you did today and yesterday, your routine, if you keep repeating your routine, guess you can literally predict your future by doing that, right? So that's how you let money flow, by being consciously able to, and understanding like, hey, I can change the flow of my life, which is really, really freaking powerful. And now the last concept that I'm going to get into with you on this series is the concept of clarity, harmony, and having money. Okay, babe, I know you're listening to this podcast because I know that you have a desire to change your life and accomplish big goals, right? But I also know that something has been holding you back on going after those big goals. Or maybe it's that you self-sabotage, or maybe you've set these big goals and you get really overwhelmed and you just don't go after them altogether. Well, I want to introduce you to a journal that is literally going to help you change your life and help you actually manifest and accomplish any desires or goals that you have. It's called the Marriage Scripting Journal, and it's the #1 selling manifestation and goal setting journal designed exclusively for empowering women just like you to up-level and change your life. Now, if you haven't seen this journal on social media already, I want to share with you that it is literally your personal guide to manifesting your dreams and unlocking your true potential. And inside its beautifully curated pages, you'll discover powerful daily journaling pages, workbooks, and exercises to help you set goals, help you plan your dreams, and manifest the life that you deserve. Plus, the one thing that I had to include, and it was a non-negotiable with this journal, is that it needed to have a community. So you'll also have access to join an online community filled with thousands of women just like you who are on the same path using the journal. So I invite you to join me and these thousands of women who have already embraced the power of manifestation and changed their life using the Marriage Scripting Journal. And I also want to gift you with a special 15% off code on your first journal order by using the code Money Mindset. The code is Money Mindset. So head over to manuscripting.com today and embark on a transformative journey by ordering the journal. So go ahead, check out the show notes, empower yourself. Answer the call to getting this journal. If this is speaking to you, I want you to join us. It's time to script your dreams into reality with the Marriage Scripting Journal, because you deserve to create and manifest a life that you're completely obsessed with. See show notes for details. You must absolutely 100% believe that having money is a source of good for yourself and others. If you have any doubt in your mind, it won't flow to you. Think about it. If you want money to flow to you, you need to be clear and truthful for your efforts and time to create it. How will you spend it? Right? Think about it. When it comes to great wealth, those who achieve it don't do it overnight. They focus on what they love to do. They invest back into their own work, and they educate themselves consistently and steadily over a number of years. Isn't that wild to think about? Look at the richest people in the world, right? Like these are people that have just kept doing what they love and what they keep on like learning about it, and they keep investing and reinvesting, and they're in it and they're loving it and they're in alignment and they're obsessed, right? Think about even a celebrity, right? With their music career, they start doing music and they love it and they go on tour and they're making albums and they're just like constantly going on. All of a sudden, they're like these mega superstars. Same with actors, right? They start in a little career in a little role. How many of you have watched a really old movie and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that's so and so. I didn't know he was in this movie. It's because he was a nobody. And they're just consistent because they love their craft and they do what they do and they're rich and famous and all the sorts of stuff, right? You have to focus and be in alignment with what you love to do. Because when you love what you do, it doesn't really feel like work. And you can have a career, a job, a way of creating money in a way that you are absolutely obsessed with. Sure, there's plenty of stuff that comes with it that are not enjoyable, right? For example, paying taxes, doing your budgeting and accounting, doing different stuff with money or with the job, stuff that's mundane and like boring or whatever. There's all things that come with it, right? But when you focus and dedicate your life's work, it's going to bring you prosperity. And this is why it's like it kills me when I hear and see people and women in my community, that are just like struggling and hating their job or their relationships, or they're just hard and all of these things. It's like it doesn't have to be hard. But you have to make a decision with what you are allowing and who you want to be stepping into this next phase of your life. This is a great time now at the beginning of the year. And we never want to use the beginning of the year just because it's the beginning of the year, but I'm saying it now because we are here. I want you to make that declaration to yourself of what you are allowing this year, what you are not allowing this year. I want you to get fully freaking invested into changing your life and creating a life that you are absolutely obsessed with and absolutely love, because I know that I have. I know that I am doing it currently. I'm not there yet. I'm not at the end of my road. There's so much more that I'm still calling in, and it is so much fun along the way. Even though at times it can feel painful and it's a struggle and you're just like, what the fuck, universe, right? But you have to get super clear on it. So with wrapping this episode, if it is before January 17th when you are listening to it, I invite you to join our New Year 2024 Accountability Challenge for the Manuscripting Journal. This is a 14-day free challenge that I'm going to help you become the main fucking character of your life. We go through everything from getting clear on your goals, figuring out your limiting beliefs, your desires, all of that sort of stuff for 14 days. You are working with me. It is completely free. All you need is the journal. And I'm telling you, I've been running this challenge for 2 years now. And the transformations that come just out of the 14 days alone, which I'm not expecting a big transformation at all because it's only 14 days. But let me tell you, the stuff that these women experience in the 14 days is freaking incredible and epic. And it all comes down to because they said yes, that I am no longer allowing certain things in my life and I'm going to fucking change it and make it the best year yet. So I invite you to join me. It's completely free. All you need is a manuscripting journal. So make sure if you don't have one yet, go order it right now. And when that challenge begins, you'll be working with me. It's literally basically free coaching with me, which, oh my gosh, the amount of dollars that would cost just for having me for 2 weeks as your private coach. There's free master classes. There's a checklist We're giving away thousands of dollars in prizes as well. It is unreal. Go join me, because I know if you're listening to this podcast, you are meant for greatness. There is something stirring in you that needs to be brought to the surface, to fruition, and you are the vessel and the channel to do that. And I believe in you, and I love you, and I thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'll see you in the next one.